Hey, good evening. How are you all this evening? It's Coach T checking in real quick, and I do mean real quick. It has been quite a day. Um, Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you've had a great and wonderful week. I must admit that I am so glad that it is Thursday night. Um, Sorry, I'm glad it is Thursday night because it has been one busy week. So, of course, I'm happy to be here with you to get hot. But more importantly, I'm just happy that it's Thursday night. It's just something about the wind down of the week. So when we say TGIF, thank God it's Friday, it's not just because it's Friday, but it's just like after you work so much, you look forward to the weekend and you're looking forward to just being able to wind down. And even though the weekend can be busy, and this one is tomorrow is going to be busy for me as well. Have some great things coming up. And I'm excited about how everything is beginning to manifest, and so it's like the things that I've been thinking about and working towards, and no matter what the stumbling blocks have been, no matter what the um, you know the obstacles or the challenges, expected or unexpected, that come my way, it's like things are finally beginning to pan out, smooth out. Still takes a lot of work, a lot of balance, a lot of prayer, definitely a lot of prayer. So I'm excited about that. Um, for those of you who are watching me, thank you for joining me every week. Thank you for being here. Just participating and commenting on my posts, sharing my posts. I mean, some of you are so faithful with sharing the words that I post, and it's for me, but it's also for you because, of course, you all know, since if you've been following me for the last year or so, that my whole mission, my whole passion, is to empower, ignite, and uplift you, as I'm led, of course, by God. I mean, we don't have to get into all that because everyone knows who I believe in, who I trust. Trust God, trust the journey, trust the process, trust the plan. Tonight is not really a major topic. It's free flow. I mean, to be honest with you, I just got home at 8 o'clock p.m. since 7. I left the house at like 7:20 this morning. So it has been a long day. But like I said, I got a early start in the morning, so I had to get some things out the way. And as you all know, I am a former full-time educator, so I still work with students, and it's that time of year where we're getting them ready for testing and all those good things. Just kind of catching you up on my day, letting you know that it's real. While some people are, going to be able to tune in and join us, but the point is that finding the balance and being an entrepreneur. Um, it the we're talking about securing several strings, but it also takes balance. It takes listening to your body. It takes, but it's hard work, and it takes you being able to maneuver. Hey, Keisha, and move about, and then just knowing when you have to take time to fit things in that are going to be for yourself. Um, and lo and behold, you have children and all those other things that you have to do. So it's like, whoa. So tonight I was like, I'm just getting here. Yes, Stacy, hashtag balance. So I'm just getting home at 8 o'clock p.m. I was talking to my friend Keisha. I was like, girl, I'm tired. Without the R. The R dropped out of tired. It's just TIIIIIIED. But I'm committed to you. I'm committed to going live every Thursday. So normally I would have been like, shoot, I'm tired. My eyes a little peaked. So I just ran in, did a little, freshened up a little bit. I'm like the ponytail. But first of all, the weather is so crazy here. It was like almost 80 degrees today, and I believe it has everybody off balance. The weather, sinuses, allergies, the children, everybody just off the chain because we ain't ready yet. We want winter to go, but we ain't ready yet. We are not ready for. We need 6 more weeks of winter. We don't have to be freezing, snowing, and blizzards, but we're not ready for the 80 degrees yet. I mean, everything's just off balance. So we just laughed about that today. But anyway, like I said, tonight is gonna be real quick and brief. I just want to just come on. I saw a post today earlier that says that I'm going to live the life that I've been praying for. So what I am that just resonated with me so much because in the midst of being balanced, I had another post that I read, and I'm in this other group, and we commented, and he said, what are you thankful for? We talk about the big things that we're thankful for. But what are some of the small things? And my comment to that was, I am thankful that I am content and have peace inside, regardless to what's going on around me, or what I am juggling, quote unquote, balancing in my life. And then I saw that other post that said, I'm going to live the life I prayed for, period. So what I want to propose to you or suggest to you is this, like, are you living the life that you prayed for? And if you are, be careful not to complain about it. So if you want to be your own boss, if you want to move up the ladder in your job or your career, if you want to make a change, if you want to shift, if you want to become a parent, if you want to own a home or purchase this, fire banging brand new car, you gotta do the work that comes with that. So you have to figure out, well, you have to figure out, but you have to know, you know, um, how to find the balance in that and know that you gotta do the work. Like, there's no way around it. There's no shortcuts. There's no easy way around some things. Some stuff just require hard work. You know, rebuilding your life after a divorce, or rebuilding your life after a loss in your family, or even if you're married and you had a loss of some kind of way. It takes work. It takes you finding balance. It takes you prioritizing. So we may have some things that we really really want, but you have to figure out what do you really really need. And then what do you have to do to make sure that you can get to where you're trying to go? What steps do you take to reach your goal? What's going to help you get to where you're trying to be sooner than later? Delay does not mean denial. And yes, we have to walk in God's perfect timing and His plan. We have to trust the process. We have to go through the process. But then, where do you take responsibility? Where do you take ownership? Where do you have to as they say, plant your feet, dig your heels in, and begin to just really grind it out, whatever it is that you're working towards. And I have several things that I do. And my friend Stacy's like, girl, you got so many pages and posts and this. She said, where you going to be live at tonight? So, but the thing is about developing a consistency. It's about being committed to your commitments, even when you don't feel like it. So I had to come in, and I had on a whole different colored shirt, turquoise. I was really, really cute. But my shirt, I guess I'm on my white shirt, so I'm like, you know what, I can't go on like that. And I could have easily said, you know what, I'm tired, I don't feel like it. I'll just tell them, hey, we'll be back next week. But the thing is, you got to be committed to your commitment, even when you don't feel like it. If you don't feel the same way you did when you first started that thing, it's a process, it's a journey, it takes work. But it's like, and I always talk about the things that I post because I feed into what feeds me. So I follow certain people who tap into what I'm doing, the like-mindedness. I heard another one says, one day you're going to look back at all the hard work you put into what you're doing, and you're going to be so glad that you didn't quit. And so you just have to know you can't quit. You can't give up. You have to pause, but you can't put the car in park, and, you can't put on the emergency brake and don't take off anymore. You have to just take the moment. And this is all parables, of course, and I use hey Sonya, and I'm figurative language and literal, so figurative and literally speaking. But you have to go get your oil change. You have to go, the maintenance. Same when you do maintenance on your car. Go do it on your spirit life, your prayer life. Go do it, with your finances. You have to go back and you have to go and mainly your spiritual life. I posted a thing about a 21-day prayer challenge, and today was just so busy. And tomorrow just got a lot. I got a hair appointment, photo shoot, other things with my other businesses and things like that. So it's like I have a gap in between, but today was just so long and busy, so I wasn't able to get everything is together. But I need to put it in order, put it the way that I want to do it, because there's just a certain way that I do things. And if my friend Keisha said, she was like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but she knows me. It just has to be a certain way. Now I'm much more flexible, adaptable, and adjustable than I used to be, because God allows you to go through certain things because He is trying to shape, make, mold us, rearrange us, so to speak, so that when we get to that place where He's taking us, we'll be able to deal with anything, everything, anybody that comes our way, because we have already gone through certain seasons, situations in our life that has prepared us for where we're going. So oftentimes we think about where we are right now and what we're going through is something happening to us. But as I've often said, many times I've come on live, it's happening for you. It's happening for your highest and greatest good. There's an adjustment, there's a shift, there's a transition, that God wants to, a transformation that He wants to do not only in you but in your life. Because if you're really seeking out your purpose and what it is you're here to do, then you will often find that your reason and purpose that you're here is to really to serve, is to help, is to assist, is to be a conduit to the kingdom, is to build other people up. And when you bless others, then you're going to get blessed. So you don't bless them to get blessed, but you do know that the more you give, the more you receive. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you give. And it's this ripple effect. It's this ongoing thing that happens. It's just by nature, because God and universe works on your side, because we often know that you reap what you sow. But at the end of the day, you got to do the work, because the Bible says that faith without works is dead. So if you don't hold on to your faith, and I mean like never before, hold on to your faith like you hold on to them last $20 that you have until the next payday. You got to hold on like that, but you have to hold on tight to the right things. Hold on tight to your faith. Hold on tight to your beliefs. Hold on tight to what you're standing for. Hold on tight to the vision and the mission and the dream that He gave you. But then you have to also be in a position where you know how to release the things that He's telling you to give up. And it could be tangible or intangible. Release the things that He's telling you to give away. I've used this. I don't know if I ever gave this testimony before, but I gave someone $20 one time, and I was hesitant about doing it. But I'm like, okay, whatever. And the challenge was to bless somebody every day with $20. But when your money funny, your change is strange, and you're dealing with things, you're like, oh, you think twice. But it's like you test. The Bible says, God said, test me, improve me. So it's like, but if you're really believing in what it is you're trying to manifest, if you're really believing in what it is that you're asking for, then you test them. So I gave away the $20. So that same night, I gave it on with a birthday present. So I'm like, I already bought the present, so why I got to give $20 more? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this, because it was just in my spirit to do it. But I got right home. This is honest to God truth. The picture is still in my phone. I sent it to the person that same night. I got home. I was in my office, and I still had different things from the school. I love to keep stuff. I'm very memorable. I like memorabilia. I like to keep things that I feel are sacred. So I had a card that a student gave me. Now this child is a senior in high school. This is from freshman. When she was a freshman, we started out kind of rocky and rough, but I was like, you don't move me. So we ended up being, we get along very well now. I don't see her as often as I'm not in the school is the way I used to be. But I found a card that this young lady gave me her ninth grade year. So this is at this point now, because she's a senior. So at that 3 years ago now, almost 4 or 3, whatever. And it was like, thank you for being who you are, and thank you, Miss Avery, for pushing me to do better. And guess what was inside that card? A $20 bill. So I had $20 in my possession. That's what he said. You seeking, you shall find. But I wasn't even looking for it. But all the times I've been in that envelope, or I mean in the stuff that was with that envelope, never. But I opened up that night and it was $20. So all that to say, test him to see. Trust the process. Trust the plan. Plant the seed. Expect the harvest. Know that whatever it is that you're working towards, especially if your intentions are good and you're working in your intuition, with your intuition, you can't always go with your logic, because logic will lead us wrong, because we think too much, we get too much in our head, and it can steer us the wrong way, because then we get into our emotions versus our feelings, or our feelings versus our emotions. So you want to get in your feelings and get out. But my point is this: you got to make sure, that you understand your path and your plan. But that comes through prayer. That comes through fasting, of course, and whatever you believe in. It has whatever is for your highest and greatest good. But when you speak your affirmations, when you begin to speak it, your mantras and what it is that you want to manifest, it could be abundance affirmations, it could be health affirmations, meditating and listening and waiting for the answers to come. And don't chase it so much, but put it out there what it is you want to receive and let it come to you. I promise you it will show up, it will manifest. So the thing is, what kind of life are you living? Are you living a life that you've been praying about? And if it's not the life that you want, then are you really praying about your life? What changes are you making? Because the only person who can change you is you. And that also comes with help and prayer. What are you doing to ensure that you are leaving a legacy for your family or for your children, even for yourself? Oftentimes we see people, they come and, we see something happens. Lord forbid if anything happens. I'm not speaking that, but when things happen, because life happens, unexpected things happen, and your family's not prepared. They're not prepared to deal with you're losing you, or you're not prepared with losing someone else. So, get your affairs in order. The things that we shun, we run away from, like life insurance and other type health insurance and things of that nature. Things that you need to do to make sure that your life is in order, and not just, at the point when we get up and get dressed and we're kind of flashy and we look good and do all that. Not just that, but I mean all your affairs. If you pay, you want to leave a legacy, not a whole bunch of debt. You want to leave peace of mind and not a whole bunch of worry and anxiety about what we're going to do next and how we're going to handle it. You want to make sure that you are living a life that is balanced, of course. That you working, and so I'm like, on the weekends I still work, but I try to I try to relax, relate, release. Try to do something if the weather permits to get out and have some fun. I'm so business oriented, so I have to make myself have balance, because I'm so goal oriented and so driven to get things done, and to help other people and see it manifest, and to have it work itself out, and want to see the fruits of my labor, and just constantly working towards the goal. But you got to keep the balance. You got to remember your family, remember your children, remember you in this process. And that's the other thing I want to touch on. I know it's Valentine's month, and it's Valentine's Day is next week, and I'm sure a whole lot of people, men and women, excuse me, are going to be so happy when February 15th comes, or maybe the 17th, because it's on a Thursday. So it's either going to do it the weekend before, which is this weekend coming up, or the weekend after. But so you got these expectations and all this pressure. And the thing is, if you have a significant other, husband, wife, whatever the case may be, babe, boo, I'm definitely not a supporter of the side chick thing or the side dude thing or whatever. That I'm not talking about that. But if you have someone in your life and what they expect, that's where communication comes into place. Communication is key. So when you begin to talk about what it is that you want or desire, but sometimes people just want to be still, relax, relate, release. I am so into laughter right now. I'm so into finding things that just makes me feel light, because the world is full of heavy things. Hey, Miss Anita, the world is full of heavy things. So heaviness is already all around you. So make it light, make it easier on yourself. Don't set expectations that the person can't meet. Don't lower the bar, but find balance in that thing. Do something that makes both people happy. Don't just be selfish. And if you're not with someone else, don't go into the closet or go into hate mode or bashing or grumping and complaining about Valentine's Day or whatever. Do something to make yourself happy. The same thing you would do on February 13th, do it on February 14th. Go out to eat. Go to the movies. Go spend some time with yourself. Take yourself out to eat. I buy my own flowers all the time, and I mean, someone else can buy them, but why wait for somebody else to love you and to celebrate you? Self care and self love is the best love that you can have. You should, besides God, you should love yourself above all anyway, and love yourself first anyway. Because if you're no good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else, and if you don't love yourself, then who's going to love you? Because they're going to only mimic whatever you put out. They're only going to mimic what it is that you demonstrate, whatever it is that you show. So and we have to remember that. Like, so when we're dealing with people and relationships and situations, and we don't know why they act a certain way or what they do, but you have to realize what you're projecting. What are you saying I accept or don't accept? So I can say out your amen in that. But when you get into a place where you are grounded, where you are sure, where you have come into a point of rediscovery, um, or discovery or clarity, when you're not angry and bitter or resentful or mad, you're not walking in unforgiveness, all the things that can hinder your blessings, all the things that can block your blessings or your peace and your joy. You want to make sure that you are not allowing those things to block you. But when you get into that place, there's someone who's offended you, someone who's hurt you, disappointed you. You can be around that person or those people and not think twice. You can smile and it's real. You can, move on. You are not the same person, and they may not be the same person, but that's how you've grown, you've developed, you've shifted, you've changed. I mean, I've been around plenty of people in relationship wise or working wise or friendships where you just decide enough is enough. What are you putting your energy into? What are you giving out? But then we don't really realize, but we project off like what we really feel about ourselves, what we think about ourselves. And when you go through certain situations, I don't care who it is or how it is, when you have what we call these tower moments, you got to realize that these things are happening for you to come into a point where you are rediscovering something about yourself. If you look at it, you can see that this same thing, it may be a different person, situation, place, thing, um, or moment, but it's that same thing that you need to discover or you need to find out has shown up several times in your life in just several different situations. So what is it that you need to know or do? Maybe you need to speak up. For me, it's speaking up. So I'm not confrontational, but I will speak up. But in certain instances where you're like, well, you rationalize. So sometimes you can over rationalize, or you can feel like your demonstration, your action can do more than your words. But you got to speak up. You got to state your ground. Speak up. Stand your ground. State your claim. State your piece. What's acceptable? What's not acceptable? Acceptable? What's negotiable? What's non-negotiable? And then you just keep moving. And then, hey, Carol, and you don't have to worry about anything else. And the other part that you need to understand also is when you have gone through a transition, a transformation, a shift, have moments of clarity, when you have gotten to a point in your life where you know without a shadow of a doubt who you are, whose you are, what changes that you have made. It doesn't matter what you used to do or what somebody thought you did or should have did differently. You know who you are, where you are, what you're doing, why you do, what you don't do anymore. You don't know anybody explanation. Nobody, period. You're only accountable to God and yourself, number one. Number two, and those in your immediate surroundings. So if it's not under your household, if they're not under the same roof with you in your household, you're not accountable for them, then really you don't have to explain anything else. Because guess what? People do what they want to do. They say what they want to say. They go where they want to go. People are going to judge you, but it says judge not lest you be judged. But then only you know what you've been doing. People think they do, but half the time people are stuck on what you used to do or what happened before. So you have to just tell them, you know what, yeah, that may be true, but that's not who I am now. Or yeah, that may be true, but I don't do that anymore. And then you just keep moving. You don't have to spend your time spinning wheels trying to convince somebody of a change that you've made or a difference that you're making, a shift that you've made, a thought that you've released, a place where you've been uplifted. You just keep doing it, and either they catch up or they get left behind. They catch up and keep up, or they get left behind. Either they get it or they don't. But it's not your job to try to reel everybody in. You don't have to be. You don't have to always be in the picture. Maybe God told you to be the one to hold up the light. I was just listening to something before by T.D. Jakes. He was like, everybody wanted to get in this picture, and so the other person took the picture. And they said, "Well, you're not gonna be in it." She said, "Well, because I don't have to be in the picture. I have a different assignment. I don't have to be in the in crowd. I don't have to be in the no as you think it or feel it, because I have a different assignment. I have a different position. I've done that before. I've been there, done that, but I'm moving on to greater things." So you want to begin to you got to start speaking what it is that what you want to see. You got to get to the point where you are truly not just speaking your word, but his word. And you have to match those things up. You got to believe it, have to have unshakable faith. You got to know that it may not come as fast as I want. It may not come as quick as I want. It may not come the way that he said that it's going to come, but guess what? It's coming. And as long as I keep doing the work, as long as I remain diligent, consistent, persistent, seeking him first, as long as I ask him, and then as long as I be still and know, then everything else is going to work itself out. And it may take a long time. And some things in my life have transitioned in this last month or so that it's been in the making for a long time. But you have to choose your battle. When he said let him fight your battle, you let him fight it. When he says, he'll make all things work together for your good, you have to do that, because God and the universe are always working on your behalf. If you just remain in alignment, don't give them no assistance, no pushing and pulling. You just follow your path and you keep going. And if you have some hurdles and stumbling blocks along the way, then you know what? When you think about track, when they have to jump those hurdles, when they run it, sometimes you have to jump over it. Sometimes you might have to just stop. And some things you have to push out your way. You have to speak to the mountains in your life. You got to figure out whether you're going to sprint or run a marathon. You got to figure out, what are you going to use your strength for? What are you going to use your words for? What are you going to use your thoughts for? What are you going to use your energy for? And it cannot be for foolishness. It cannot be for things that don't serve you. It cannot be for the old. You can't move into new things, higher ground, a greater place. You can't ask God for a new anointing. You can't ask for a new awareness and a heightened intuition and heightened, thought process and elevation and acceleration and blessed and highly favored and all the things that we decree and declare, and then you still going your own way. Are you feeding your spirit? I'm not talking about the stuff you do. I'm not talking about regular food, but what you watching, what you reading, what you doing, where you going. Are you moving? I've been getting up the last couple of mornings, like, and working out like at 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock, whatever. It depends on what my schedule is like. But what are you doing to demonstrate the change that you're talking about? What are you doing to put in the work or the effort to say, you know what? It doesn't, like I said I was on a call. It doesn't matter how my weight came. My weight is here, so it's up to me to get it off. And so you start making changes. It don't have to be drastic and dramatic and big all at the same time. Cut back on certain things, and then you just do a little bit more each day. So I've cut back on sweets. I've cut back on, certain things. I haven't given up everything, but working out, making my green smoothies, the things that I know that make my body work and move. They're gonna make my metabolism go faster, because once you get a certain age, it's just a given that things don't move as fast as they used to. We don't move as fast as we used to. It take a little bit more time. But we keep talking about, well, I need to do this. I need to take my vitamins. Well, I need to go to the doctor. Well, I need to go to the gym. I need to cook more. I need to eat more vegetables. I need to pray more. I need to read more. I need to write more. Well, you need to do this thing, but you have to actually do it. You can't keep talking about, well, I'm trying. Well, start doing, because we can all try. When I was teaching, we used to always tell our students, put your pen on the floor. Put your pencil on the floor. Now try to pick it up. Don't actually pick it up, but just try. So everybody's reaching, but they're not actually getting. I'm trying to get this water bottle right here, but until I actually reach over and grab it and make it do what it do, which is to quench my thirst and help my throat, then I did something when I picked it up. But otherwise, if I keep just looking at it and talking about it, oh, that water look good, oh, I'm so thirsty, oh, I sure do need something to eat, I need something to drink, well, I sure need to do this. Well, until you get up and actually do it, it is not going to manifest itself. And yeah, we all talk about telepathy, and I think it's real, but you have to get up and do something. Like, even with that, it's a thought. You had a thought and you spoke that thing or that person into existence, or that whatever it is you're thinking about. So I get up every day and I do my affirmations, and I talk about, I posted something on my page today. Life is abundant and I am safe. Money shows up in my life in miraculous ways. The more I give, the more I receive. The more I receive, the more I give. It's just different things. I speak every day, and I did it for 21 days. Now, did something roll around instantly? Maybe not, but did it begin to come? Different opportunities came my way. The tutoring thing, the things that I do now, just different things show up. And then, but I went, if you're saying, okay, I want to keep this flexibility, I want to maintain my freedom. I was working with, I'm like, I'm too old for this stuff now. I'm too old. I'm too old to do this. I'm like, oh, my whole everything. The passion is still there to actually teach it, but to deal with it the way, I ain't. So that's made me go harder with everything else I'm trying to get done. And I am a one-woman show when it comes to certain things in the businesses that I'll do. But I have to find balance. Ask for assistance. Ask for help. Reach out. Get someone to help you, assist you. Get somebody to show you the ropes, who have gone. You're gonna have to go through your own journey. You have to go through your own, your own path. But there's some things that you can totally avoid. So some things you can learn through somebody else's experiences that you don't have to go through if you just take the time. Not be egotistical. Not be prideful. Walk in humility. Ask for assistance. Let them assist you. You may know what you know, but somebody may know it a little bit better. They may know a better way to do it. So when I'm on my business page and I'm looking at stuff, I'm reaching out. And if I feel like the person can help me, I'm going to reach out and ask them. If I can afford it at the time, I'll do it. But if not, I'll tell them, thank you, but this is not in my budget at the time. But I'm going to utilize the resources and from the sources that I have what I have. But then you have to go back and you have to remove things that don't work anymore. So certain people that I was working with when I first started this journey back in 2017, they don't serve me right now. So guess what? We don't have any bad blood, but I don't try to still solicit your business or your assistance or your help. especially if you burn me. But guess what? People who cross you, God will still make them come back to bless you, because somebody who did something, unprofessional business wise with me sent me a reference to something else. So it's like they know they're wrong. So you don't have to even spend all your time telling people what they did to you and how wrong they are. You can address it, but you got to overdo it. That's what I learned in these last years. So even the last 6 or 7 months, you don't have to overdo it. But when you're focusing on yourself, when you're focusing on what it is that you want to get done, when you are focusing on what it is that you need to work on for yourself, your personal growth and development, everybody else in their shenanigans in their everyday life, and they are actually the same. And when you think about it, these people are the same way all the time. Nothing really changed because they don't want to change. And we spend a lot of our time and energy talking about what they do. You know what he said? And it's human nature to go through it once or twice, but don't go through it for 7 days, honey. Give it 48 hours and be done. Figure out what's your solution, what's your answer, how are you going to move forward with or without that person, thing, idea, place, or whatever the case, and you keep going. Like, you have to figure out what keeps you stuck and why. And oftentimes it is us. We get in our own way, we get in God's way, and we try to help, and we pushing and pulling. You just have to learn to release those things. Hold on to what serves you, which is your faith, your belief, your trust, and your journey. But everything else, it can come and go. But you have to remain grounded and know that what's for you is going to be for you, what's not, won't. And you also have to understand that, on this journey, it's going to be some moments of isolation. It shouldn't be isolation to the point where it is unnatural, or is a danger where you're depressed and oppressed. But you're going to have to work some roles by yourself. There's going to be some moments where it's just you and God, and just you and your vision, and you and your thoughts, and you and your dream, and you and your beliefs, and you and your vision board. And you got to keep moving. You can't wait and depend on other people, even family, friends, who you think it might not come to them. Your blessings might not come that way. So, and if it does, wonderful. But don't expect that automatically. Because you're trusting Him, not yourself. He is the one who's going to lead and guide you. And when you begin to pray for that, lead and guide me to the people, the places, the things, the ideas, the opportunity. So you may have a crazy urge to get up and go to the store at this particular moment. Never went there. Well, go a different route home, or go to an event you never thought about going to, or wanting to stay home, but some say get up and get out, or some say, hey, stay home. You just never know, but you have to be understanding that you often being led to do those things for a reason, because there's an answer, or you're going to be somebody's answer. So I just want to say, as I'm wrapping this up, are you living the life that you are dreaming of? Are you living the life that you prayed for? And if you are, don't complain about it. Ask God to give you the strength, because He says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Ask Him to give you the strength. Seek Him first. Ask Him first. It says, with prayer and supplication, that your request be made known. It's impossible to please Him without faith. Excuse me. And then you have to know, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. Know that sometimes it may not happen the way you want it to, or something that you really think that you are supposed to have, it doesn't come to fruition, or it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to, or it doesn't stay or manifest the same way. But that's because it's something greater, bigger, better for you. So then you have to take the limits off of your thinking, off of your scope, off of God, because He is limitless. You have to dream bigger, believe bigger, right? You have to ask bigger. You got to not be afraid to be bold. You gotta know that you got to be confident and courageous on your journey. But then you got to know that you have to have things in alignment. And when you are in alignment, nobody's that perfect, but when you are in alignment with where it is that you are supposed to be, it doesn't matter what anybody says, does, think. It doesn't matter. It doesn't move you, bother you, or shake you, because you are so sure. When you're walking in an assurance, it's not an arrogance, it's an assurance. When you're walking in this assurance of that I'm on the path that God has called for me to be, then guess what? Nothing can move you. Nothing. And no one. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how you take a step back, no matter how you may have to just, press rewind. Sometimes you want to press fast forward, but nothing can get you off that. You may have to take a pause, take a time out. I used to think about, before social media became one of my platforms, I would take me 21 days off and just chill. It's just like, and you come back, you come back, and it's all going to be there. So whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you think you're going to miss, you're not going to miss it. Focus on what it is that you want to grow and manifest. You know what, your life is going to be changing. My life is going to be changing. Come August, it's going to be me and the dog in this house, pretty much. If he doesn't go with one of the boys, so if I don't prepare myself now or take care of myself and get into um and become attuned to what it is, or into and attuned to what it is I like and what I want to do and who I am and what I love, and then guess what? I will be in here looking crazy. I will be in here twiddling my thumbs, not knowing what to do, having anxiety and frustration because my life has been wrapped around my boys and what it is they need. So as time has gone on, and especially when my oldest son went off to college, that was my first experience with preparing myself. And now here I am 3 years later, and the other ones are going to be going off soon. Then guess what? I really begin to tap into what it is I want to do, who it is that I am, what it is that I want to do, because I don't want to be sitting around figuring out what to do next. I want to already be doing it. So all we have to do is check in. When we come together, be a family. But otherwise, you know who you are. And so my whole point for saying that is, don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself in your children. Don't lose yourself in your marriage. Don't lose yourself in your work. Don't lose yourself at church. Don't lose yourself in friendships. Know who you are, because when those things shift, transition, or transform, you're going to be left clueless and looking crazy because you weren't you in those situations. You were who you thought you had to be for everyone else. And it's going to take tough decisions. It takes tough love. But you're going to have to really focus on you and what is it you need to do for yourself. What is it how are you going to grow and develop? What are you going to do? It's not easy. It takes work. But you know what? When you start, you remain consistent and you begin to do it and don't stop. You make your adjustments, but you don't stop. It's gonna come it's gonna come like clockwork. It's gonna become so easy. You're gonna feel weird if you don't do it. That's why when I get into my workout regimen real good, when I really, really, really hey Crystal, when you really, really get into what it is you need to do, guess what? When I get into my workout regimen, I feel weird when I don't work out. So I know that the more, I don't know, I have an alarm going off, but I know that the more I get into what it is that I'm doing, when I get into my writing and I stick with it and I just take that time and I do it in the moment that I set aside, I get a lot accomplished. So you gotta plan, you gotta tap into the things that are gonna help push you. Not an amen corner, not somebody who's gonna just amen you and okay you. Know somebody who's gonna push you, somebody who's going to clap for you, but also say, hey, you know what? You need to get better, do better. Okay, it's time to move past this task. It's time to do something different. It's time to step it up. It's time to level up. Like-minded people, right? And then get around the people who are going to help you get where you got to go. You're going to always serve, but you want to always be growing at the same time. Okay? You want to serve but grow, because we're looking to level up. We're looking to excel. We're looking for this to be the year where God supersedes us and pushes us beyond the point. I'm at the point. I'm speaking that what takes somebody else 5 and 10 years to do, what it takes somebody else 2, 3, 4 years to do, 20 years to do. God gonna do it for me in 1 year, 2 years. In these first 2 years, 3 years of what I'm doing, I'm gonna excel. I'm gonna supersede that. I'm gonna supersede my expectations and others. But because I have a belief system and I have a trust and I have faith. But every experience that I've had, everything that I've gone through, every encounter, I've looked at it, I found the good in it, no matter how difficult it may have been, no matter how hurtful, no matter how devastating, no matter how I was blindsided, no matter what the situation may be, felt it was unfair, unjust. When you put it in God's hand, let Him fight it, your battle, and change how you respond and react and how you talk about it and how much you talk about it, you're going to see a significant change in your life. Just try it. Just try not complaining. Just try to walk in a spirit of gratitude. And if you, like I said, you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But just try to really Speak what you want to see. Believe it. Do the work. What makes look stupid to other people, you know it works for you. Well, people don't take all that. Yes, it does. It take all that and some and more. So get into the habit of doing what works for you. And if you can't talk about millionaire status with a broke minded person, you can't talk about a healthy and whole life and a healed life with somebody who's bitter, broken, oppressed, depressed, and don't want to change. You can't talk about traveling the world and seeing new things with somebody who won't even leave their neighborhood or their state or their city. You can't talk about living an abundant life, a blessed life, a God fearing but fearless life with somebody who don't even have a belief system, somebody who won't even talk about prayer. You can't just live your best life and be your best self with people who aren't trying to do the same thing. It's been this the way my mama was, my daddy was, this the way it's been, this the way it's gonna be. You are not gonna be able to move forward with people like that. So it's gonna take you knowing that you're gonna have to cut it. You're gonna have to get clear for yourself. You're gonna have to declutter your life inside and out, literally and figuratively speaking. You know, I was about to mention earlier, I was just like, I was with the business, and I'm not taking another. I mean, it depends on what it is, but all these different things that come, webinars, this. No, your most powerful word right now may have to be no, not to be offensive, not to be rude, but no, no, I can't take another course. No, I can't take another challenge. No, I can't subscribe to another email list. And this is just me, not you, because you, if you haven't subscribed to somebody's email list where you're gonna get some daily motivation, or like my email list, then you need to subscribe or whatever, or reach out for the clarity call or a counseling, or whatever it is, you got a group, some kind of help. You know what I mean? You need to do that if you want your life to be what you want to be. That's how you be your best self. But anything else is going to add more weight and overwhelm, then no. Your voice and your thoughts and your words, and how you use your words, that's your most powerful tool. So begin to use your tools. You have a number one source that will give you all the resources that you need. You have everything you need to get it done on the inside of you. It's just up to you to make up your mind and make a decision, take action on that decision. And as we mentioned in our coaching group, it's one thing to be aware, but until you take action, you're just going to be aware. So we want to be aware, but we want to take action and move forward. So let your awareness speak for something. Let that become a shining light and a beacon for other people, your life. And you are a living example and a living witness for those who are around, who are surrounded by you in your immediate surroundings. And so we often tell our children, don't do what I say, not what I do, or we don't want to deal with certain things a certain way, but you've been shaping, making, and molding them from day one, whether you believe it or know it or not. All your actions have a consequence. So even no action has a consequence. So get up, shake yourself loose, do what you gotta do, even when you're tired, do it, and then take a break. But see your things through. See your goals through. See your plans through. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't make a to-do list with 50 things on it. Do 5. Do 4. And say, I'm going to do 6. I'm going to commit to if I get 3 done, celebrate and celebrate that, and move the other 3 to the next day and add 3 more. And then maybe you get 4 done, but you got to celebrate along the way. But it's no way around doing the work. And there's no way around people being disappointed. There's no way around somebody's feelings not being hurt. There's no way around somebody not liking the fact that you decide to change and they don't. There's no way around that. But guess what? It does not matter. Because you are on a mission, a plan, a path, and a purpose to do what? Live your best life. Be your best self. You are here to shift your life from mundane to magnificent. You are here to maximize the moments. You are here to take those moments, all the moments of your life. You're here to maximize on that. That means like take it to the highest point that it can be taken to. Use it for your good. Flip the script on it. If it was supposed to be bad, flip the script on it and make it work for you. I don't care what it is. Anything that comes in your life that you didn't expect or that you brought on yourself, flip the script on it. Because even the Bible says what? All things work together for the good of those who love him, or we're called according to his purpose. We all have a purpose. It's just that you have to decide, make a decision to decide that you want to walk in it and you want to receive that calling, what it is. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be testy? Yes. Is it going to cause you to, be planted like a tree by the river? Yes. But guess what? Never leave, fail, forsake you. Always going to bless you. Walk in the spirit of gratitude. Express your gratitude. Complain less. Compliment more. And just trust the process and know that if you are walking according to what you are being fed and downloaded from above, then it's going to work out for your highest and greatest good. I don't care what it looks like or seem like. You just have to say every day, I know this is going to work out for me. I know this is, I don't know what the delay is about, but only God, you know. So you're protecting me from something. And I'm trying to cut this off, but whoever watches this, catch the replay, just hashtag replay. Thank you all for sharing the video with me. But whatever it is that you are facing, whatever is that thing that you've been dealing with and you have not either confronted, addressed, or let go of, it is time. It is time to not only find freedom, but walk in your freedom and walk in love, and especially a love for yourself. Don't wait for other people to celebrate you. You celebrate you. Don't wait for other people to lift you up. Lift yourself up. The song says sometimes you have to encourage yourself. So get into the place where that is what you were doing. Get into the place where you know without a shadow of a doubt that God is on your side. He's going to work it out, especially if you keep the faith. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Trust God, trust your journey. He has a plan. And he even said the plan is not to hurt or to harm you, but to give you hope and a future. And even if you're not all into the Bible, just go to Psalms, go to Proverbs, go to Ephesians, go to Philippians. Matthew 6, he said, don't worry. If I take care of the birds, I'm going to take care of you. So just find that one thing that keeps your eyes and your mind focused. That one verse, that one scripture, that one book, that one quote, whatever it may be. And you go for the gusto and watch your life begin to change. It doesn't matter what other people say or think. You go for what it is that you know. As I say, go for what you know and what he told you to do and watch it all work out. And how do you know that you're on the right path as I close this out? Because you're going to, like myself, going to go back, try to return to some places where he said don't go, especially in job situations. You're going to try to do some things. You're going to try to make your own way, and it's not going to work. You're going to find yourself right back into the point or that place on the path where it is that he, right, was trying to tell you something from the beginning, and then you're going to walk it out. So when doors don't open, that's not your door. You can get a million no's. All you need is one yes. One yes, and especially one yes from God. That's it. When one door closes, another one opens. And if a door don't open, a window will. He said, I open up windows and pour out blessings you don't have room enough to receive. Blessings will come to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. But when you know that you are doing the best you can with what you have, so when you know better, you do better. So whatever you know is better, then do it. But if you're doing that, then just continue to walk out the path until something better comes along, or another blessing comes along, or another opportunity comes along, or another word, another download from God. Something. He speaks to us in all ways, shapes, forms, and fashions. Signs and wonders are around us everywhere. Are you paying attention is the question. So I'm Coach T, here to empower, ignite, and uplift. My mission is to help you understand exclusively women, but for the guys who follow me and share, I appreciate you too. So thanks for liking and sharing the video. But my whole thing is for you to understand that it is time, definitely time, to shift your life from mundane, meaning the everyday drill and kill, the whole routine, this and that, talking about it but not being about it. Shift your life from mundane to magnificent, because it is definitely time to maximize the moments. So you have a great and wonderful night. You catch the replay, hashtag replay. Hey, Shakithia, thank you for joining. But whatever it is, whatever that thing is, you said your gifts will make room for you. So whatever that gift, that talent, that thing that God has given you, you take that thing, and as my mom says, you work it like a job and watch it make room for you. Don't give up on it. Don't quit. Don't let it go. Don't lose sight of it. Even if you had to lose sight of other things and people, make the adjustment. You may have to isolate yourself to the point where you got to get your things done. And people who understand will. Those who won't, then they don't need to be. Their season is up, and you keep it moving. And that's all I have to say. You have a great, wonderful night. Peace.